So this is a common misconception I believe most traders or most people who want to get into trading have. They think, if I get into trading, I'll make all this money. Like a successful quote unquote trader is one who does make a lot of money, one who can make all these wins, who can profit. That's true, and it's also not at the same time, because you have to look at it more as it like this, right? You have to look at it as a successful trader is one who focuses more on his losses rather than his wins. What do I mean by that? So a successful trader, in my eyes, in my opinion, and based off what I've done, and I've been doing this for about 5 years now, but I didn't really start taking it seriously until about a year ago. Like I knew what I was doing. I would like demo trade 4 or 5 years ago. Then I'd start trading with lower amounts of money. Now I'm just in the process of trying to scale up, scale up, scale up. And then eventually down the line, trying to make this my full-time gig. But what most traders or people who want to get into this think, they're just thinking about all the wins, right? You should be more focused on your losses than your wins. So, meaning you should know how to mitigate your risk. You should have a set plan before you even go into the trade. I view my trade as, okay, before I go in, the most I'm willing to lose is X amount or X percent, and the winning percentage has to obviously outweigh your loss percentage. It should be at least 2 to 1, 3 to 1, your risk or your reward to risk. So if you're risking 3%, or if you're risking 1%, I should say, on your downside, then your upside should be at least 3, 4, 5%. Because then it wouldn't make sense if it's like a 1-to-1 ratio. It's pretty much flipping a coin. It's a 50-50 chance. So you have to view it more so as your losses, mitigating that risk, having your set plan, right? And then go from there. I view it like this, right? I view mitigating risk as, or I view the specific topic that I'm trying to discuss, and more so emphasizing the loss more than emphasizing the wins. Like everyone knows how to win. Everyone knows how to make money. Like it's easy to trade. You just click a couple buttons. Like once you're in the good and once you're in the green, you're good. But the part where most people, especially myself, when I was beginning out, like the wins were cool. Like, okay, that's cool. But when I would lose, my losses would be so monumental because I had no risk control at all. I wasn't focused on my loss. I just thought, oh, all right, maybe if I hold for a little bit longer, maybe a little bit longer, it'll reverse. And then you just have to know when you're cut or losses. You got to know when to get up out of there. So focus on your loss. There's been times, right, where I've made money and I didn't stick to my trade plan. There's been times where I've bought in where I wasn't supposed to. I took a gamble, quote unquote, and I just happened to luck out. Anyone could get lucky. Anyone could place a trade and get lucky and make a ton of money on one specific trade. But the hard part, and where most people lack this, is the consistency aspect of it. Like everyone could place a one trade, right? All you have to do is click a button and you can pretty much get lucky. You can pretty much think of it as, in your eyes, as a casino, because you're just pressing and just praying that it goes this specific way. But there's been times where I've made money and I've been pissed at myself because I didn't follow my plan that I set before I went into the trade. And it just pissed me off because, like, yeah, I'm in the green, but that's not the point. The point for me is to have a plan, know where my losses are going to be, knowing where I'm going to my take profit or whatever you want to call it is going to be, and then exiting. In the specific instance where I made like $1,000, a little over $1,000, and I was pissed at myself because I let my account drop down to about like -700, and then it's just happened to turn back around and go the other way. I should have never even been down that 700. It wasn't obviously realized because I was still in the position, but I should have never even let it drop to that 700 amount. in the first place. Like, even though it did turn around, you can't have that hope factor because the market doesn't care about what your position is or your position size. It doesn't care about you. So that's an instance where I made money, but I was pissed at myself couldn't stick to my plan. And there's also been times where I've lost money, right? But I was happy about it in the sense that I had a plan, like I said. I stuck to it. I knew where I was going to cut my losses. I knew where I was going to take my profit. I went into the trade, and it just so happened that specific trade didn't work out how it was supposed to, but that's part of the game. And I was happy because I mitigated my risk at this or X point when I said, and I'm happy I did that because then the position kept going the opposite way of how I wanted it to. So I cut my losses at where I said I was going to do, stuck to the plan, and got up out of there. This analogy helps me out when I'm thinking of mitigating risks or cutting losses, and how you should think of it as well. So if you're a security guard of a club, right, you're trying to make sure nothing crazy happens on the dance floor. No one's trying to rob anybody. No one's trying to fight. No one's trying to do any craziness. That's the security guard's one job in a club. Make sure nothing happens. And in the event something does happen, they have a set plan in place to escort that specific person out, or whatever they got to do to get them out of there. Crowd control, whatever it is, they got their one plan. That's their one job. Make sure nothing crazy happens, but if it does, they get that person out of there. But in the event that nothing does happen and the security guard just stands there all night, that's even better because they don't have to do anything. They're just standing there and just doing their job, making free money because there's nothing, everything's going to plan. But the main job of the security guard, right, is the risk, is the controlling of the crowd, is to make sure nothing happens. So think of that as you're trading, right? You have a set plan in place to make sure if you lose money, you're going to lose this set amount of money. You're going to lose that. The one focus should be on your risk, your loss, how much you're going to lose. And if it works out and there's no issue, quote unquote, there's no fight in the club, quote unquote, then that's even better because that means you're in the green. That means you're in the profit. But your main job should be like a security guard, control your risk, mitigate the issues that are going on. But if it goes the other way, goes in the green, you're fine. You're golden. You don't have to do anything. That's all right. All right, let's make our money. Let's do our thing. So that's how I think of it. I think of it like that, and I hope that helps you with like visualizing how you should think of it. But at the end of the day, to be a trader, you just have to be disciplined, and with the discipline comes the consistency. And you're gonna have your losses, and don't treat it like it's a casino. Don't treat it like you're gambling, because I mean, some people, you could win here and there or make money here and there, but on the long term, you're just gonna lose your money because you're not taking any risk control. You're just not doing the right things at the end of the day. So I hope that helps you if you're interested in getting into the trading journey, or you are trading but you're not seeing consistency. Just focus on your risk, and then everything else will fall into place.